Hello, this is Josephine, and we are live from ICLR. Today I am joined by Jim, who has been doing some work on multimodal dataset and robotics. Jim, I would love to hear a bit more about what you're working on.
Nice. So yeah, I'm at Encord. Recently, I've been looking into robotics data. So Encord is kind of like an AI data management creation platform, but we've been doing really well in the robotics space. So to try and understand robotics, I've actually been working on collecting and using robotics data directly. So it's been a bit of a whirlwind recently for me. Having been based in London, I got the fun to go over to San Francisco, work with our team, got to go to our robotics data facility, and now I'm here in Rio in ICLR.
Nice. I would love to know how that robotics trip in SF went. Is it a big warehouse with people training models and having cameras to the extent you can share?
We've got a decently big warehouse. I'd say when I came in, I was pretty happy. I know that our guy who was working on sourcing the warehouse, he really worked pretty hard to get a nice, good warehouse, and he's done very well. But yeah, we have there a bunch of guys, they're working on acting with the robots, they're pilots, they're gathering the data there, and then subsequently, we've got some of our team who are processing it, training models. So that I've been out in London, I've been receiving the data, I've been processing it, started to train models on it, and it was nice to get the opportunity to suddenly see these are the robots that I've been watching at. These are the robots that I've been working with. And here I am seeing the robots themselves, but also getting an understanding of actually how are we designing the tasks we're working with and how are we thinking about the broader facility.
Nice. So what are the robots?
They were doing teleoperation tasks.
Okay.
So it's the idea that, tasks that humans can do in a way the humans are doing it and they're driving the robots to do it. And then we're getting data feeds, we're getting camera feeds out of the robot. And so that hopefully we can start ourselves getting understanding on how are the models doing this? Now I'm just looking into qualifying the data. So can we understand our data seems to be very good thus far, and hopefully it works well on generalizability, and we're starting to consider a broader selection of tasks.
Nice. And so what are some industry applications that these robots can do?
Well, the hope would be, everything. Humans are doing lots of tasks at the moment that humans would hope to do more interesting stuff than. So some of the tasks we were looking at was folding laundry. We've got a robot that can do folding laundry. There's a robot there that's in the home. I know that humanoid robotics is a very ambitious space at the moment, and so stuff they said folding laundry, even working with cabinets, preparation of food. These are things that are complex, in the household environment, so maybe confined spaces and with small items. So if you're cutting up a tomato, it's a pretty messy exercise. You can pretty easily spray yourself with juice, and if we can get a robot that has the fidelity, the granularity, and depth of touch to be able to chop a tomato, then we're pretty excited about that.
Nice. And what are some biggest data gaps that make these robots fail so far?
So I think it's a very open space, and so there's a lot of stuff there is lots of data out there. So what lots of people are doing is they're doing egocentric data capture, and this gives access to a lot of data. You might be able to mount a phone on the head, and suddenly you can have lots of instances of people doing stuff. But is this quality data? Does this give you the granularity of actually what's going on? So tasks like chopping a tomato, the human's using quite a deft touch, and maybe it's the notion of maybe in some instances you need pressure data, maybe in some instances you need multi-camera data. So I think it's just the breadth, depth data, which has always been the case, but it's kind of somewhat task dependent.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.